Guys, what's the most down bad you have ever been? I started talking to this girl one night after she messaged me through social media. We connected over common interests, with some subtle flirting here and there. The next day, I asked her to send me a photo of herself. She sent 4 pictures, 2 in baggy clothing and 2 taken from top angles. All of the photos had 2 things in common. They were heavily filtered, and they concealed everything below her neck. I immediately suspected that she might be horizontally challenged. Despite my suspicions, our conversation continued, and it eventually turned more intimate. She shared some of her fantasies, including one about being tied down and tickled. I flat out refused that one but told her I'd consider fulfilling some of her other fantasies. We made a plan for her to sneak over to my house the next day while my parents were out. The day arrived, and we talked about her visit, which she followed through on. After waiting about an hour for her bus to arrive, I went outside to guide her to my house. When I saw her walking up my driveway, it hit me, not only was she hiding her body for good reason, but she was also extremely unattractive in person. To put it bluntly, she was maybe a 2 out of 10. To top it off, she smelled like a mix of body odor and cigarettes. Still, not wanting to be rude since she had traveled across town for this, I invited her inside. We went to my room, put on a show on Netflix, and started following through with what we discussed, minus the tickling fantasy. What followed was the worst intimate experience of my life. When it was over, the post-nut clarity hit me like a freight train. I excused myself and went to the bathroom, where I stared at myself in the mirror, questioning every life decision that had brought me to this moment. I'm pretty sure a single tear rolled down my cheek. When I returned to the room, I was overwhelmed by the urge to get her out of my house as soon as possible, but without being rude. I drank a glass of water and came up with a plan. I texted my sister and bribed her to come knock on my door, pretending that my parents were home early and needed my help unloading groceries. I apologized to the girl, telling her I had to help my parents. I suggested she catch the next bus, which was coming in 20 minutes. She left, and for the next 2 hours, I sat there, still smelling like her and drowning in regret. Game is game, though.